And the big story of the day, in a massive victory, the Trinamool Congress has swept the by-elections in Bengal. The Trinamool Congress's Shatrughan Sinha and Babul Supriyo registered big wins in the Asansol Lok Sabha and the Baliganj Assembly seats. Shatrughan Sinha won the Asansol seat by a margin of 3 lakh plus votes, registering the party's first ever electoral victory in the constituency. The BJP's Agnimitra Paul was the challenger in Asansol. Babul Supriyo, who vaulted from the BJP, was a winner in the Baliganj constituency, and he says this win today is a slap in the face for the BJP.
वफादार सैनिक हूँ मैं, जिस पार्टी में रहता हूँ उस पार्टी के लिए जान देता हूँ और ये मुझे किसी को साबित करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। लेकिन अगर मैं बीजेपी के लिए गोल किया, पहले 2 गोल किया, अब तृणमूल कांग्रेस के लिए मैं 10 गोल करूँगा, ये भी मैं बता देता हूँ। जो 20,000 से ऊपर वोट से जीतना जो है, ये जीत मैं ममता दीदी को, तृणमूल कांग्रेस की संगठन को और इनका जो गुरूर है, बीजेपी की जो गुरूर है, जो बंगालियों को छोटा दिखाने का, उनके ऊपर जो है दूसरे लोगों को बिठा देना, उनको छोटा करना कि उनका कोई हक नहीं है। मैं अपनी बात भी नहीं करूँ, मेरे से भी आलूवालिया जी हैं और सीनियर नेता है, कोई मोदी जी के कैबिनेट में जाने का कोई काबिल नहीं है। ये सब चीज़ जो उन्होंने किया है, बहुत बड़ा जो है जवाब तमाचा पब्लिक ने मारा है।
And Mamata Banerjee has thanked voters for what she calls a decisive mandate in both these seats. She added that the party considers this to be the people's gift to the party on the occasion of the Bengali New Year, which was celebrated yesterday. And joining us now on left, right and centre, the man of the moment, the newsmaker of the day, Shatrughan Sinha, who has beaten the Asansol Jinx, and how he has done so with a massive 3 lakh victory margin. Mr. Sinha, congratulations, a big day for you today. But first and foremost, as everybody talks about this big headline of the day, breaking that Asansol Jinx and winning with a 3 lakh victory margin, how important is this win for the Trinamool Congress?
This win, we have been on this winning spree, especially our Mamata Banerjee and Mamata Banerjee's whole entire team, right from Kolkata, Bengal, and especially with the slogan of Khela Hobe, they have been able to put back the entire Dhana Shakti of our friends from BJP and money power, gun power, goon power, muscle power of Bharatiya Janata Party and our friends from Bharatiya Janata Party and its team, and the way they have been able to control it with their Jan Shakti, given a befitting reply to Bharatiya Janata Party with their Jan Shakti and Mamata Banerjee, her own determination, commitment, the queen of Hawaii Chappal, the queen of cotton sari, but very simple, down to earth, but she is the ultimate iron lady of the country, at the moment most popular leader. She is also, this was the responsibility given to us. Mamata Banerjee tweeted herself. She also phoned me up and she told me to go to Asansol, fight this seat, because this seat, as you rightly said, has been the most important seat for our own Trinamool Congress. For 70 years, they have not been able to capture it. So this time the responsibility was given on us. They put on us, and that way they said that you go there, Mr. Molay Ghotak and other leaders of Naren Babu, Hare Ramji, Praveed, Tapas Babu, Abhijit Babu, they are all there with you to support you, with Vidhan Babu. They will support you. They are like your guardian. I came here, I said, Didi, Mamata ji, your wish is our command. Without thinking twice, I came over here. Coming over here, I would like to tell you, I found it my historical moment and opportunity for me.
But Mr. Sinha, the BJP suffered a setback in these bypolls. That is true, but it does come on the heels of those assembly elections where the BJP completely routed all the other parties. So in that context, Mr. Sinha, what is the significance of these bypoll wins today?
If you could rephrase the whole thing, or rather if you allow me to rephrase the whole thing, I could say that this time BJP, after the whatever, however or wherever they have won last time, whether with the electric and EVM machine, misuse of EVM machine, or selective misuse of EVM machines, in UP wherever they had single engine government or double engine government, people have been saying that it has been done with the selective misuse of the EVM machines in UP also. But they couldn't do it in Punjab, they couldn't do it in Kerala, they couldn't do it this time in Bengal, because machinery was different, the administration was different, not under their control. Wherever they got it under their control, they somehow managed it. We all know about it. This time we are all very alert, very careful. Though we one side, we certainly appreciate the election commission also this time, and for that matter the administration and the government of West Bengal for having taken very free and fair poll over here. Wherever we appreciate that. Ram Navami also passed off very peacefully. But having said all this, let me also remind you that this time भारतीय जनता पार्टी का तमाम इलेक्शन उपचुनाव में सुपड़ा साफ हो गया है. कहीं पे हमने कहा था रीफ्रेज करेंगे, कहीं पे भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी सिलेक्शन बंगाल में चाहे 2 सीट हो, पूरे नेशन के लिए 1 सीट हो एमपी का, या वहाँ आरजेडी हो अपना बिहार में, चाहे महाराष्ट्र में जो पार्टी हो, कहीं भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी दूर दूर तक नहीं दिखाई पड़ी. इसलिए इस इलेक्शन का ये मकसद है संदेश देना, सरकार गिराना मकसद नहीं था. इसका है ये संदेश देना कि जो पेट्रोल डीजल का दाम जो लगातार तुम बढ़ाते जा रहे हो, 16 दिन में 15 दिन 14 दिन बढ़ा दोगे, महंगाई इतनी बढ़ गई है, नींबू का दाम 300 रुपये किलो से ज़्यादा हो चुका है. जो नींबू आपके यहाँ 2800 रुपये कुंटल मिलती थी, 1 महीने के अंदर उसका दाम 5000 रुपये कुंटल से ज़्यादा हो गया. ये सारी बातें जो हो रही हैं, आप जिस तरह कुछ बातों को दबा रहे हो, छुपा रहे हो, जिन बातों को बढ़ा रहे हो, अटेंशन डाइवर्ट कर रहे हो, समाज सोसाइटी के अंदर में डिस्टेंस बढ़ा रहे हो, धर्म के नाम पे ऐसा कुकर्म हो रहा है कई जगह. इसलिए इन सारी बातों को, किसी खास फिल्म को, किसी खास फाइल्स को आप प्रचार कर रहे हो, प्रसार कर रहे हो, बढ़ाते हो, और वहीं पे बाकी गुजरात फाइल्स को, चाहे पंडोरा फाइल्स को, चाहे पेगासस फाइल्स को आप लाने की कोशिश नहीं करते हो, तो ये चलेगा नहीं. ये संदेश दिया आपको इस बार के चुनाव ने कि thus far and no further, ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर एंड योर पीपल, हम उनको प्यार से कहते हैं, ये संदेश देते हैं कि अब जनता तैयार है, और इतनी तैयार है, और हम सब इतने तैयार हैं कि देश की सर्वाधिक लोकप्रिय नेता या नेत्री हमारी ममता बनर्जी 2024 में अपने एक्सटेंशन और एक्सपेंशन के साथ साथ गेम चेंजर भी साबित हो सकती हैं. यही हमारी कामना भी है और यही हमारी कोशिश भी है.
All right, Mr. Sinha, you talk about Mamta Banerjee. You've called her the queen of the cotton sari, the queen of the Hawaii chappal. But as much as your win today is so creditable, in order to win in 2024, the opposition needs to be united, and you need to come behind one face, one person, one leader to take on Prime Minister Modi directly. Who should that person be?
We shall come into it, but we shall discuss this matter little later. Today we have just won the election, and certainly there are so many things priority wise, or in Jagjit Singh's famous ghazal singer Jagjit Singh, you remember he had said ahista ahista. Yeah, another thing I could say, देखिए आगे आगे होता है क्या. So wait.
All right, but you know, Mr. Sinha, the Aam Aadmi Party claims that their victory in Punjab makes Arvind Kejriwal the obvious choice to be this consensus candidate over Mamta Banerjee. Your thoughts? Okay.
No. I don't think so. Arvind Kejriwal, I'm very fond of him and you all are very well aware of that. Arvind Kejriwal, his success also, some of his announcements also, what we have recently said about the Kashmir files, that Kashmir file free karna hai to YouTube pe dikha do. That was a very good statement. We appreciated, we supported that कि भाई कश्मीर फाइल्स को दिखाना है तो YouTube पे डाल दो ना, सब देख लेंगे फ्री में. इसका प्रचार प्रसार करने की पार्लियामेंट में क्या जरूरत है? तो गुजरात फाइल्स की करो, दूसरे की करो. Anyway, so coming back to that, I don't think so. Two things I would say. This is not the right time, or this couldn't be a right time to talk about the future or combination or non-combination of Kejriwal and Mamta Banerjee and whatever. Second thing is, I've just won the election today with a landslide victory by grace of God, Allah Ta'ala के फजल से, वाहिगुरु के आशीर्वाद से. So आज के ये सब बात ना करें, थोड़ा बाद में करें तो बेहतर होगा. करेंगे, जरूर करेंगे.
All right, enjoy your evening, enjoy your night, enjoy your success. Mr. Shatrughan Sinha, thank you for joining us on Left, Right and Centre. So what lessons do these Bypoll results hold for all parties in the run-up to 2024? We have Dr. Shama Mohammed, spokesperson of the Congress, joining us. We have Vijay Jolly, leader of the BJP, and Akshay Marathe of the Aam Aadmi Party. Vijay Jolly, to you first, a massive setback for the BJP, a huge sweep for the TMC in Bengal, Congress sweeping Maharashtra's Kolhapur North, the RJD claims Bihar. Shatrughan Sinha says this is a signal, the writing on the wall is there for all to see, especially the BJP. The BJP nowhere today at the end of the day after counting.
First of all, on this day of victory for Shatrughan Sinha, old and the initial leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and who left us many years ago to join the Congress Party. And today in his new role as the Trinamool Congress leader, in his hour of victory, I would love to congratulate him. But at the same time, I would wish to state, winning one Lok Sabha poll from West Bengal, where Trinamool Congress today in 2019 is pegged at 22 Lok Sabha seats with a total vote percentage of 4.07%. And if you compare that with the 214 Lok Sabha polls, when Trinamool got 34 Lok Sabha seats and a total vote percentage of 3.84%, today the opposition is in disarray. And Congress leaders like Shatrughan Sinha, RPN Singh, Jitin Prasad, Ashok Tawar, Shatrughan Sinha, Kirti Azad, leaving the Congress in large. There is no leader worth the name. What to talk about Mamta Banerjee with only 22 seats out of 543 seats in the Lok Sabha, and the Congress Party with merely 52 seats, not even qualifying to be the qualified LOP, the leader of the opposition's position, with only 52 seats out of 543 seats, shows the opposition is in disarray, and Prime Minister Modi has got no challenger. Neither in 2014, when BJP won 282 seats with 31% vote, and in 2019 with 303 seats with 37.38% vote in parliamentary polls.
All right. Shama Mohammed, come in there. Then please put this in context. The BJP state president, Mr. Sukanta Majumdar, had said, and this is generally the case, that the general trend is that the party in power in the state generally wins that by-election. But put it in context, coming on the heels of those big assembly elections, how much can one actually celebrate or read into today's results? The Congress's win in Maharashtra, the RJD's win in Bihar included.
Sarah, I was listening to Mr. Jolly and he was going on and on and on. But let's understand, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Let's understand that, you see, just before just after this, like you said, a big win, there are by-elections come in and they're not able to sustain. And it's very clear that people are voting against what's happening. Just after the elections, the increase in petrol prices, the increase, the diesel prices. So one thing people have understood is that this government does not just rob you, but they cheat you. Dhokha diya hai. Because for that 137 days, When the elections were on, when before the elections and the elections were on, they did not increase the price of petrol or diesel for that matter, or gas, because gas is now 1,000 rupees. So what they did is, as soon as the elections were over, so the people of India are teaching them a lesson. Listen, we trusted you. You did some welfare schemes. We thought you would hold the petrol prices, you would hold the diesel prices, you would hold the gas prices. But this time, it's just not robbery, but धोखा. धोखा दिया है हिंदुस्तान के जनता के ऊपर आपने. धोखा. ये बर्दाश्त नहीं करेंगे हिंदुस्तान के जनता.
All right.
Mr. Vijay Jolly, try to understand. So let's understand. That's one of the main reasons. And then he keeps talking about the Congress party. The Congress party have won today. We won over there in Maharashtra. We won in Chhattisgarh. So the Congress party is there, and Congress party is not going anywhere. And we know that one of the most...
Shama Mohammed, that said, the fact is for 2024, to anyone to beat the BJP and the machine, you are going to need a consensus candidate of the opposition party. Let's bring in the Aam Aadmi parties here. Mr. Marathe, please come in here. Today we had 13 opposition parties come together to issue a joint appeal to maintain peace and harmony. And there's no AAP in that picture. Is the Aam Aadmi party not among those parties coming together? This at the same time we saw those men who were arrested and released on bail, who were involved with the attack on the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's residence. They were felicitated by the Delhi BJP office, by the party state unit this week. The Aam Aadmi party says that, you know, there is patronage given to this kind of violence on the ground by the top leadership in this country. But when 13 opposition parties come together to say that exact point, to make that exact point, the Aam Aadmi party is missing.
Sarah, isn't there a contradiction there? The Aam Aadmi party has very vocally, vociferously challenged the BJP and called it a party of goons and thugs and ruffians. Not just today, for the last few days since this incident that you just quoted, where the BJP felicitated their workers who attacked the residence of Mr. Kejriwal, we have come out very, very strongly against the BJP, and we have no qualms in calling out the BJP's violent nature and their effort to destroy this country with their gundagardi. But the question today that you are asking, in light of the Bypoll results and in the anticipation of the 2024 elections and the forthcoming state elections of Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh, I think the Aam Aadmi party is an idea whose time has come. There is an organic demand and voice among the people across India that if the people of Delhi can have world-class facilities, can have world-class schools and hospitals, corruption-free governance, free power, free water, then why can't we? When the people of Punjab got that opportunity, they took it and they gave us 92 seats. They gave us a landslide victory. Now, our surveys are showing that the people of Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh are also eagerly waiting for the Arvind Kejriwal model of governance in the elections that are coming up in the next few months. The thing is that the people of India, when they see a group of young, educated men and women led by an IIT-educated Arvind Kejriwal, they can see a bright future of the country. And only Aam Aadmi Party today is able to evoke this sentiment among the youth of this country that their needs of jobs, employment, a better economy, safety for women and children, all of these things can only be delivered by an honest party.
Can Mr. Arvind Kejriwal be the unifying factor that can get the entire opposition to back him? Today we saw 13 opposition parties come together, and the day began with Sonia Gandhi's editorial column in the Indian Express, where she talked about the state, you know, the rising number of communal incidents that we're seeing in the country. Can Arvind Kejriwal be that person around whom, as of now, it still seems like it is Sonia Gandhi?
Sarah, today ask an NDTV reporter to step out and ask 10 people, what do they want from this politics of this country? Do they want to see united opposition? Do they want to see united government? Or do they want to see better jobs? Do they want to see more economic prosperity? The real problems of this country is not about which political parties coming together and which political parties are opposing Mr. Modi. The real question is which political party is providing an alternative to the BJP's misgovernance and misrule. And that answer lies in the Aam Aadmi Party's vision and the model that we have presented to the country. This is the single point that Mr. Kejriwal keeps making, that this upcoming elections are not going to be about simple arithmetic, which party is forming an alliance in which state. It's going to be about presenting a vision to this country. And that is what Aam Aadmi
Can I come in? Can I come in? How can... Okay. No, I
Shama
just want to
Mohammed,
ask
we're
him.
out
He
of
says,
time. Shama
but how
Mohammed,
can
we're
he
out of
provide
time.
another alternative when they hardly have any seats to fight? I mean, we are fighting nearly 200 seats against the Bharatiya Janata Party for 2024. Where are you? I mean, what are you talking about?
All right, so this is
Talk about
This is what
definitely
they
an
said
argument
when
that's not going to
There are
end tonight.
jobs.
We're going to continue
There
to
are
focus
jobs.
on this. But thank you
What
all
nonsense
for
is
joining us on Left, Right and Centre on the day when those big Bypoll results came in. I'm going to go across now. We have the big international story, of course, the horrors of the war. NDTV today brings you a ground report from Borodyanka. NDTV's Vishnu Som reports from an abandoned Russian sniper's nest.
Hello and welcome. We are in Borodyanka, one of the areas worst devastated by the Russians as they retreated from this area. And we've come across a building which is being cleared out. This is where documentation of all people who lived over here was actually kept. There are lots of allegations of how the Russians used to steal things from the area, keep it over here, and they tried to burn this down as they retreated. So let's move into this area. As you can see over here, there are Russian bunkers which were actually made over here. This entire place has been demined in the last couple of days, which is why we are walking about relatively safely over here. Lots of Russian bunkers over here as well. And the people who are working are all volunteers. These are signs made by Russian soldiers as they made this a sniper's nest. So this entire area used to be a position where the Russians used to fight from, and they used to position their snipers. As we go into this building and we talk to some of the volunteers who are working to clear this out, we'll get an idea of just what the Russians attempted to do from this position. We've come across a lot of people trying to clear out the debris over here. It's a very dangerous business because of mines. We've got a very special guest over here. What is your name?
Добрий день, мене звати Юліана, голова волонтерського руху «Незламні». Незламні. Юліана.
Her name is Juliana and she is the head of the volunteers group. Як називається група?
Незламні.
And can you tell us what sure. And what are they trying to do over here?
Що ви здесь делаете?
Ми розбираємо завали після перебування російських військ.
They're trying to clean up invasion and Russian troops were here.
Right. And how many volunteers are there?
Сколько у вас здесь волонтеров?
Сьогодні у нас працює 70 чоловік. Вчора
For
було
today
до 100.
for today it's 70. Yesterday
17?
no 70.
70, right,
yeah,
right.
70.
Yeah.
And yesterday was 100.
What is this place?
Що це за
До
місце?
недавнього часу це був центр зайнятості.
It was center for to find a job for people, for the citizens of Borodyanka.
Тут зберігалися архіви, всі великі архіви по документації. Тому ми
All the archives,
намагаємося-
all the archives of Borodyanka was here in this place.
All the archives of Borodyanka. And as you can see, part of the building is also, it's almost coming down.
Тут їх був штаб і тут працювали снайпери.
It was another base of the Russians and the snipers worked
Russian
here.
snipers were over here.
Yeah.
And there's a sign over there that was done by the Russians or by the Ukrainians.
Absolutely Russians.
That's a Russian sign. And that V is that Russian.
Так, вони скрізь
Yeah.
прописали.
In fact, let's focus a little bit on this. This is the sign left behind by Russian soldiers on this particular wall. And what the people over here, these volunteers, are doing is that they're clearing out this entire area. This used to have the records of Borodyanka, of people. This particular room has been cleared out. But when the Russians were over here, they used to steal things allegedly in this area, bring it over here, and they've destroyed this building when they were retreating, when they were unable to take some of the things from here back. That's what the volunteers who are working over here are actually telling us.
Well, private things of the citizens.
We're going to be going up to the second floor. Look what I just found. A shell from a machine gun. This entire place is littered with stuff like this because this used to be a sniper's nest. And we're going to take you to the place where the Russian snipers used to actually operate over here in this building which is now being cleared out. What was this place?
Що це було за місце? Розкажіть ще раз,
Це
пожалуйста.
був снайперський, працювали снайпери тут.
It was a place for snipers.
This was a school, right? A musical school? And it's been destroyed completely. Ashok, across the road, that wreckage is of what used to be a musical school. That's been destroyed. And the building you see to the right was the best school in all of Borodyanka. So the musical school destroyed, and that school over there, the building next to it, is actually the best school in Borodyanka that's been very heavily damaged.
Also, from opposite side of that destroyed buildings and schools, there is football field.
Yes.
A huge football field,
Yeah.
one of the best in the region.
Yeah.
Football fields,
Yeah.
and these are just destroyed. And on the field,
Yeah.
they make the letter V.
Oh, I
Destroyed
see. And they made the letter V.
Yeah.
And Ashok, just look over here, you can see the bunkers which the Russians had set up to actually fight. So, this is where they entered, and then another part of the bunker is on this side, as you can see, stretching all the way over there. And this entire complex, it used to have one big, large bunker of the Russians. Well, as we climb up the stairs over here, we can see a great deal of gunfire which took place over here. Gunfire across this wall. As you can see, a lot of gunfire, active firing taking place. If we enter into this particular area, this is the archive of Borodyanka. It's been burnt by the Russians as they were leaving this area. Well, we're now on the third floor of this particular building, and we've just entered an area which was another sniper point. As you can see, the Russians have made markings on the wall over here. These are the broad distances which they've marked out to their targets in the distance, 620 meters in one direction, 420 meters to this tower. And you can see the tower over there. Do you see this first tower? So they've got a measurement of whatever it is, approximately a few hundred meters to that tower that you see over there. And this, Ashok, was a sniper position. So they used to position their guns over here in this area, and they used to shoot at anything in this place. And what Russia always said from day one is that they were not targeting civilian areas. But the question is this: if this is not a civilian area, then what is? This sniper position over here, among what is being cleaned out.